Alright guys, welcome to a game that I did already record, but I've decided to re-record the footage. This is a game that I loved when I was younger. I played it a lot. In fact, when I used to go to work with my dad on Saturdays, he had an old Windows 95 machine in the office. And I believe this game was on there, and I would sit there often for hours in the morning playing Castle Explorer. It's from Dawning Kingsley. Same people who brought Starway, The Way Things Work. I love spelling, I love maths, I love science. And takes you into an interactive game. Now, it is an educational game. My plan is to do the night run or the maid run, depending on what I want to do. It won't take very long, a couple of episodes, but I want to do this one. It's in this small window, I know. I can do it in a better window, in another way to do it, but this is a virtual machine I'm using. So I'm going to keep it like this because you can see other games I've got on this virtual machine. Let's start a new game.
Step back. Back in time to 14th century Europe, where you are a young page, on your way to serve in the castle of the infamous Baron Mortimer. But wait, you have a choice. The king mistrusts the treacherous Baron.
Spying the castle is most concerning. Come in!
And needs someone like you to enter the castle as a spy. He wants you to gather as much information as possible from all the castle inhabitants. But be wary if you let your disguise slip.
Guard! Dispose of this spy! Immediately!
You'll find the Baron is not a forgiving man. Think carefully. You can either enter the castle as an honest page, or you can take on the king's mission and enter in disguise. You'll find the disguises and further instructions in the hut near the river's edge.
Okay, so you can enter as a page and do just a general look round and explore, or you could take on the king's mission. We're going to take on the king's mission.
So you have come to know more of the king's mission. Well, it falls into two parts. First, find the vital information the king needs as detailed on the scroll. Second, search for 5 pieces of a hidden castle map. If you are to spy inside the castle, you must dress in disguise. Change into one of the outfits the king has left for you to become a maid or a knight. Read what is written inside the Golden Book to learn the full details of the king's mission.
So, introduction. I'm going to let you guys pause and read at your own leisure. So the role of the knight, man of noble birth, was knighted at the age of 21. So he's a nobleman. He'll be treated with respect and dignity as much as to what his rank is. The maid, however, is a servant and will be treated as one. There'll be times when each of the 4 rooms that you go won't let you go in until you go and get them an item they desire. The maid probably is one of the more fun one to choose, but essentially they both follow the same principle. With the knight, however, you don't have to go and get any items. So if you enter a room uninvited, you may find the room unattended. This could be a perfect time to sneak in and pick up the piece of the map with no one to see you. But once again, don't hurry. Before reaching for the map, carry out some activities and act busy, because you never know who might be watching you. The jailer is the only person in the castle who knows about your mission, and he will give you advice and guidance. And we're going to enter as the knight first.
Your disguise is excellent, knight. Now it's up to you to answer the questions, find the map, and serve the king. Good luck.
Psst. Spy. I won't come out in case I'm seen. I'm the jailer. I'm on your side. Listen out for me while you're in the castle. I may be able to help.
So the videos are going to be fairly short. And I'm not going to make this very long. Last time I did this, I didn't really explore anything like that. So it may not be a short LP. It might be probably about 5 days, maybe a week, a maximum of a week. Our videos are about 20 minutes or so. It's a reasonable thing to do. And we're going to go and we're going to start by collecting some coins. We're going to the front of this place here. Now, there are some interactive things that happen when you do click on here. A married couple should be very careful about how they met. If they were pulled together, they had to pay the Baron a fine called laybite. So let's see if that is one of our questions. Now I do know what the that one is. This one is that one. That's that. I know these already. Is it beeswax? I think it's beeswax.
Hey, it's me again. I see you've answered all the king's questions. Let me look at them for you. Excellent answers, Spy. I'll pass them on to the king. He'll be delighted with your information. Oh, and by the way, I found a piece of map that I've put into your chest. Hope it's of use to you. I'll have to go now. We can't be seen talking.
So I didn't manage to find any coins. But we have got one of the map pieces. We've just got 4 more to find now, which are in 4 of the rooms that you go in. So let's look at some of these. We need to collect some coins in case we are caught. There's a coin.
Whoa.
So this was a cell in the back of a cell. And this is a oubliette. Took its name from a French word, oublier, meaning to forget. Unwanted prisoners were pushed in this tiny cell and forgotten about. Imagine being put in a cell like that. Probably full of scorpions, more likely, maybe. Rats. Dark. Horrible. And just left to die. Before I find 2 more coins. Alright, we've got enough coins now. Now I want to go to the craft workshop and the home of the armourer. And you know what? I'm going to leave it to our next one. I think I'm going to go for each a map in each part. So next time we will go for the armory. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. I understand if people don't want to watch this one. It's not the most one that I would normally do, but it's one that I'm going to do in between a few LPs. You know, we have had a couple of LPs recently that have just been two that have just gone alongside each other. So this is just break the mold a little bit, just to have one going across 5 days where I can just get ready the next load of videos. So this is going to be a transition LP, as long as I actually edit it tomorrow and don't fuck around. So yeah, let's go to option. So Armourer's Workshop. We've done this bit here. So now next up is the Armourer's Workshop.
Spy, a word of advice. The armorer is sure to get suspicious if you don't show enough interest inside the room.
So he's not here, which is annoying.
Listen to
Ah, good day. Although I have a trusting nature, they say there is a spy in the castle, so I must test you with a question.
Tell me the name of the attacking soldiers who try to tunnel underneath the castle.
Ah, I have no idea. Attacking soldiers who try to tunnel underneath the castle. Drawing and quartering. The penalty for treason plotting against the king was to be hung, drawn and quartered. First the victim was hung, and when he was half dead, the hangman took him down and then cut out his insides. So basically he would get like a red hot knife. He would basically cut him from like the stomach at the bottom all the way up, rip open his chest and take out his insides while the victim's still alive. The victim probably would, or the accused probably would be made, brought round by water and other means, or being audio, if he's hung up. I mean, when William Wallace was executed in the movie Braveheart, he's literally strung up like his arms outstretched and stuff like that. So that would basically stretch him out. And then in the film, you see him being said, it can all stop. You can just give your loyalty to the king, and he refused. And it was a very brutal way to die. Very, very brutal. And only was it done on men. It wasn't done for women. Women were normally burnt at the stake, typically, and cut his insides. The hangman then held out the person's heart and shouted, "Behold the heart of a traitor." The final stage of a traitor's fate would be quartered, chopped up into 4 pieces. So those 4 pieces were the head, the arms and the legs, and they were normally sent to every corner of the country as a warning. If you plot against the king, this is what can happen to you. Soldiers called sappers tried to bring down a section of the castle. Sappers? Okay, sappers. Let's try that.
Of course, sire. Come in and have a look around.
Charcoal is the only fuel for the armorer's forge. It's quick to light in the morning and burns more furiously than wood. The swords you rely on in battle, sire, are hardened by heating them until they are red hot, and then cooling them rapidly in water. Some inexperienced armorers overuse this process and make a sword so brittle that it snaps.
I don't know why it's skipping there.
See my ingenious system for working bellows? Try it out. Give that rope a pull. I expect you recognize the shapes of the anvils you see before you, one for each differently shaped plate of armor I make. I expect you... The longbow is a formidable weapon indeed on the battlefield. But as you know, sire, it is the crossbow that is preferred during a siege because of its greater range and power.
Interesting.
I'm sure you'll agree the crossbow is an excellent weapon for castle defense. It must be a comfort in battle to know that you wear armor of proof. Armor only deserves that name if a bolt cannot pierce the plates at a distance of 50 paces.
That grindstone puts a fine, sharp edge on every blade we make. Go ahead, sire. Test it for yourself. I use that rotten stone for polishing armor. The larger size is used first to give a rough polish. The finer grains I use for the final shine.
Think we'll do that. So like I said in the first video, I used to love playing this game when I was a kid. I just really enjoyed playing it.
Making chainmail is a whole trade in itself. We have a dedicated mail maker who works here. It is the final linking of the circlets of wire that is the most skillful task. The fine workmanship of that breastplate, sire, has been dulled by the clammy air of this workshop. But it will soon shine up to a dazzling gleam with a rub from the cloth.
Doesn't look very gleamy.
On those pages, I have recorded the stature of more than 100 knights. And should any of them suffer damage to their armor while far from home, they simply send word to me, and I hasten to dispatch a replacement of the right size.
Oh, that was interesting. Time to go upstairs.
The finest gold leaf has been used to gild that armor. The lucky knight who wears it in a tournament will be dazzling indeed. Here's a tip for prolonging the life of your armor. Oil it! A little olive oil rubbed into the steel protects against rust.
I love the old methods that they used to do all the way back in these times. How they would make the armor the best it could be.
Although you are a wealthy man, sire, I'm sure you would like your armor to last longer. See those twisted metal pieces before you? Well, with a bit of patience and a lot of work, I can make those plates shine as fresh and bright as the day they were made.
Perhaps now, sire, you will appreciate the talent of an armorer, for there is my raw material. It is from that unremarkable flattened metal that I craft the finest glistening plates. Perhaps now, sire, you will...
There's no way to talk to a knight, is it? So underneath here is two places where the map piece can appear. And indeed, it is underneath this. Can appear in three places in here. Underneath these two pieces and downstairs. Which is why I checked that pot earlier.
Treat your armorer well, sire, and he will labor over that anvil long and hard to make you a fine breastplate that stands up to the heaviest crossbow bolt.
Okay, I think we don't really have time to do another one now, but what we're gonna do, before we finish, we're just gonna go and have a look at another part of the castle. Gonna have a look at the luxury quarters, just around so I can get some more coins. As you can see, the solar is where the luxury coins are. Luxury coins is where this bit is. See, that's one thing I do love about this, is the music in the game. It's really good. The torture chamber was situated in the underground cellars as far away from the domestic rooms as possible. Few criminals were imprisoned in the castle in the Middle Ages, but many criminals were tortured. The torturer would torment the prisoner until he got the necessary information, or the confession to a crime. The prisoner knew if he would be tortured again and again, until he surrendered. At this point, the criminal was almost dead. So when they tortured Guy Fawkes, they weren't allowed to use torture techniques in those days without express permission from the king. So King James, who was the king at the time, was he King James? I think it was King James. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but he had to give express permission, a warrant or a permission thing, and only then could they use torture techniques. So what they would do is they would simply do something. It was very, very simple what they would do. So what they would do is that he would write. What the king wrote was the lesser torture techniques are to be used at first. So that is what they did was, in the Guy Fawkes TV show, you see him having his he literally has his hand pinned down to a big massive lump of wood with a thing around it, a shackle around his hand, and they would get some pliers and pull his nails off. They would get his nails and just rip them off his fingers. Now that is a very painful process. If anyone has got a hangnail above their nail and pulls off the skin, they know that that hurts. Imagine having your hand strapped down so you can't move it, you can't take it away, and every single one of your nails is ripped off your fingers. And they used the torture rack, which was it wasn't always used. And if you look at Guy Fawkes' signature before and after he confessed, it was very, very different. I know this is a very unusual game. I understand people may not be very interested in this one, but this one was one that I have a lot of memories of. It was a game that I played a lot. I remember when I first played this game and I got the certificate, and I asked my dad to print it off, and he was not always willing to let me do that, because printing off was, it was ink and paper. But there was a few times when I was allowed to do it, and I was really pleased when I was, because I got a chance to do I got a chance to see my certificate and have a bit sense of achievement. The game is it's educational amongst anything else. So it's an unusual game. It's not a game normally that I would do, but it is it is a classic, you could say. I'm just going to go to the banqueting quarters and get the last 2 coins from my chest. And 1 coin is right down here. As you can see, we've got all the coins now. I'm going to go to the solar.
Spy, don't forget to complete some of the tasks in the room, else the Baron may doubt you.
My good man, do enter. My solar offers a comfortable retreat from the very public life of the castle. But before I join you, I have to finish an urgent document.
Is he not going to talk to us then?
Within that fine casket, I keep my purse and other valuable items. See. Within that fine casket, I keep my purse and other valuable items. See. It is most intricately carved from ivory, with several ingenious... Within that fine casket, I keep my purse and other valuable items. See. It is most intricately carved from ivory, with several ingenious and well-hidden locks. I am quite sure you will not fathom how to open it.
Oh, I do know how to open it. So there's a secret compartment that opens. Ingenious. Now I don't know how it does it, but it's really quite ingenious how it does do it. And the map piece is in his casket. Right, so we can't grab it yet, because if we do, it's not going to be a good idea to grab it at the moment, because he'll spot us.
Yes, I confess to keeping a few tasty morsels by the bed in that umbry. Those little snacks satisfy my hunger at night.
So that's another place it can appear, the map.
That old bed is perhaps the most valuable of my possessions, and has lasted well. It was passed down to me by my father, and was originally made for his father 60 years ago.
Some things are skipping whenever they go to say something, so...
That wine is the very finest that France has to offer. I know some barons in these regions plant their own vineyards, but it is wrong to call what they make wine. I would not even feed it to my swine. Pour yourself some ale, sire. There is plenty of it. My villeins pay their rent in ale, and what they bring keeps the castle well supplied. There is a fine view from that window. Do you not know that I possess all the land as far as the horizon, and every miserable Verlaine that labors upon it? Although the cost of those perfumes is high, I cannot resist a touch of the exotic. Those glass vials contain the pure essence of African and Oriental perfume, and their heady aroma brings back memories of my travels to those distant places. I do not dress as finely as I once did. When I was younger and fought in foreign wars, my archers stole fine fabrics from me from the houses of conquered weavers. Nowadays, my garments are made of cheap cloth, woven a mere stone's throw from here.
Why are you complaining? You've still got a lovely room that you can live in.
You are welcome, sire, to make use of my privy. It should smell sweet, for my ingenious lead beater has directed rainwater from the roof to flush one's daily functions clean down the shaft.
Huh.
My bath, now empty, will soon be brimming, and I shall enjoy the luxury of a private soak.
So we've shown some interest. But we have got a few more things we can look at around the room.
Is the room warm enough for you? Put another log on the fire if you feel a chill.
I love the interactive things in this game.
I recommend to you, sire, the practice of hanging bunches of herbs on your wall. Send your servants to gather them at sunrise. They will sense the air pleasingly. Is that not a fine cloth from Arras in France? I find a tapestry to be so much more convenient than a wall painting. It does not suffer so badly from damp, and it can be carried between my castle and my town home.
So I think I'm going to go for 2 pieces in this particular video, because otherwise I'm going to be running... The videos are going to get very long, or they're going to get... I don't want too many videos in this LP. Oh, they swap round. However, if the cook wants to ask us a question, then we're going to have to probably leave it till next time. But we'll go and see the cook now.
Spy, don't forget to complete some of the tasks in the room, else the cook may doubt you.
Oh, it's you, my lord. But why have you come to visit these humble kitchens?
Tell me, sire, how many people sit at the top table in our banqueting hall?
Okay, so I don't know that, so we're gonna have a guess. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. 6. Let's try 6.
Of course, sire. I was wrong to doubt you.
I expect you've come to have a glimpse of what will be on the table tonight. Take a look at whatever interests you. I won't get in your way.
First, I need to figure out where the map piece is. It's not under there. It's underneath that valve, right. Right. Nothing there either. Another place where it can go.
The Baron demands the most exotic spices in his food. A handful of those peppercorns costs more than I earn in a week. That bundle of herbs is the good cook's secret business, sire. To make an appetizing broth, you need to know which herbs to gather and where to pick 'em.
Does he not say anything about it? Maybe not.
You would not dream how we labour over your fine food, sire.
I spend half my life crushing up food in that pestle and mortar so that it's easy for you to eat at table.
You would not dream how we labour...
Interesting.
Bubbling in that pot is a fine broth made of many good meats. We use that flesh herb to take the meat out of the pot when it's cooked.
Go back towards the...
I may be no scholar, but like you, I know a few words of French. That curfew gets its name from couvre-feu, what's French for cover the fire. My poor back is killing me. Being a chivalrous type, won't you set those bread cakes for the banquet into the oven for me? My poor back is killing me. Being a chivalrous type, won't you set those bread cakes for the banquet into the oven for me?
Right, there's not much, I don't think, to actually look at in the kitchens, which is a little bit disappointing in a way.
Turf for the hearth, faggots for the oven, logs for the Lord. That's what they say. I know you must be used to warming your feet on logs. They're too scarce to squander on this hearth. We use the few we have to warm the oven on baking days.
So one more thing to have a look at, and then we can grab the map piece.
That heap of rubbish belongs in the chute, sire, if you'd be so kind as to tip it away. Mind you turn your face into the kitchen so that you, smell only the delicious aroma of our cooking food. The fine meats you eat at table are mostly cooked here on that spit. When he's not messing around, the kitchen hand turns the handle at a steady pace so that the heat from the fire reaches all parts of the meat.
Right, we've looked around enough. Now let's go and grab this map piece, and then we're done with the video. And the next time we will do the final place, which is the Alchemist. We've got 4 of the 5 pieces of the map, and we've got one more place to go and explore. But we're going to go and have a look at the Middle Bailey and the Top Bailey as well before we do this. Actually, the Tower Gate as well, which I don't normally look at, I'll be honest. See, this is where I like Stowaway a little bit better over Castle Explorer, because you actually see proper moving bits in every place you go to. In this, you hear sounds and you hear, like, you know, noise of the castle and what would have been done, but that's all you really see. I don't normally look at this place. For unfortunate criminals, punishment didn't finish on the gallows. The blacksmith revealed the corpse into chains. As an iron framework, and the body was hung up on a gibbet, by a gibbet, from the castle walls as a warning to others not to do wrong. Sometimes they would even hang you while you're alive. The long drawbridge dropped into the pit as it closed, so the pit had to be deep. In its normal position, the drawbridge closed off the pit, so it made a useful punishment cell when dungeons were full. A few castles used the pit as a bloody trap, releasing a hidden trapdoor within the drawbridge to pitch unwanted visitors into the pit. So last up is Riddle Bailey, where we go and see the armorist, the alchemist.
Spy, a word of advice. Keep busy inside the room so the alchemist becomes used to you.
He's not here. Great.
Listen.
Not a wholly convenient time. It's the busiest part of my day. Not a wholly convenient.
You're just...
My Lord Knight, what an unexpected honor. I must just finish one further task, but I will attend to you whenever you need me.
My learned lord, I do not wish to teach you what you already know, but that chart shows how the positions of the stars and planets can affect the health of your noble body.
Really? Interesting.
The moon shines with a silver light, so silver is the metal we link with it. The sun, the fiery object in the sky, represents the metal gold. Its symbol is a perfect circle. The sign of Mercury means two things to me: the silver planet in the heavens and the curious metal that flows like water. Alchemists like me are bewitched by Mercury. It promises gold, but delivers nothing but insanity. Tin is the metal that shares the sign of the planet Jupiter. The symbol for the metal iron. We alchemists associate iron with the planet Mars, as when corrupted by water, it turns as red as the glowing planet. The planet of love, Venus, and its female sign signify the metal copper in alchemy. The dullest of all metals, lead's symbol, is also that of the planet Saturn. Lead's heavy bulk and Saturn's sluggish movement suit each other well.
Let's see if the map piece is underneath here. No. Okay, there are a couple more places it can be.
That, sire, is my store of charcoal. It burns with great heat, but does not blacken the ceiling or fill the room with choking smoke. That's...
It is because of my extensive use of the bellows to fan the fire I have come to be known as a puffer. I fear I am becoming the castle joke. Does no one respect my work?
Not under there either.
You do not need that herb, sire, for I know you are the bravest of knights. But lesser warriors chew its dried flowers to numb the pain of their wounds. Just as the Arabic alchemists have a knowledge far greater than our own, so too do they make the finest glass. That fragile and valuable flask was carried by sea and land, all the way from Arabia. Just as the Arabic... I see you admire my fine astrolabe for viewing the stars. The wise astronomers of Arabia engraved its beautiful markings. I never rely on my humble judgment as to how much of each ingredient I should mix. Instead, I place my trust in those scales. See how accurate they are for yourself. I never rely on my humble... With that sandglass, my lord, I can time my alchemical processes to perfection.
Now, I think it could well be underneath. Yes, it is. All right, we've got every single map piece now, and now we can finally figure out where we need to go. First, we're going to have a look at this.
Have you seen the effect of heating the dullest of ingredients? Here, drop some of the red powder into the crucible.
I love that. So good. I don't know who these guys who play each of these characters are. I can't find any information about it online, so it's not something widely known. But we are now basically at the end, so we now can go out and finally go and figure out where the Baron's secret passageway is. The spot where on the tunnel lies is marked by the cross for eagle eyes. And it's all the way at the back. Castle plan for Baron Mortimer.
Knight, you found the Baron's escape tunnel. Let's tell the king immediately.
I'm certainly impressed with your work, Spy. You played your role so cleverly. Thanks to your discoveries, I'm able to set my army to siege the castle, while we wait for the cowardly Baron to escape through what he thinks is his secret tunnel.
Escaped! A reception party, eh? I might have known you'd be behind this.
Seize him!
Don't worry. I'm coming. No point in resisting now. Admirable work, Spy. If only I'd had you working for me. Don't pity me. Do you think these four walls will hold me for long? Hmm?
Deluded man. He'll be locked in that cell for years, no more than he deserves the misery he's caused. As for your reward, my scribe has written out a scroll that proves you've undertaken this dangerous mission. You'll see the scroll displays your very own coat of arms. Wear it with pride. And remember, you'll be welcome in this kingdom for as long as you care to stay.
Okay, so this is to certify that I didn't put a name. I didn't get an option. Oh, hang on. Classic gamer. No. I want a capital G. Thank you. No. There we go. This is to certify that Classic Gamer has spied on the castle of the deceitful Baron Mortimer, who was rightly suspected of high treason. The spy has succeeded in the face of adversary and danger, and has brought information to the king, which has been used to bring the malefactor behind bars, where henceforth he will stay under the king's loyal guard. Justice has been brought to the land. God save the king. And that is the end of that. That is Castle Explorer, a great little game of education and stuff like that. But you can't play it on modern PCs unless you get EXO, which allows you to play it through DOSBox. But I prefer to use PCEM, which actually runs Windows 98 a lot better. I've been trying to get it to work on another virtual machine, but every time I try, Windows 95 and 98 just don't want to run, which is annoying. But I can't get on this one the way things work, the new way things work to run. But it is on here, but it just doesn't run. But that's going to be it, guys. Thanks very much for watching, as always, and I'll see you. Well, next will be The Maid, but I probably will do Stowaway in between that and this and that. So, again, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Ciao. Oh, by the way, I won't be cutting things out of this because the videos are going to be short anyway. So they're going to be quite raw videos, just so you can see what there is to see. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Ciao for now.